Making a pond. Always a great blast for me, till of course, I do something wrong. What is it this time? Well, I wanted to bone meal the ground to make it moss, to where the pond was like moss and rocks, like some overgrown koi fish vibes. But I placed the water beforehand, so then I just didn't end up doing that. But at least it's a bowling ball shape. We get to enjoy that fact. It's a cute. It's my little cutie pie, don't you know? And little terraining, all that jazz. All I knew was I wanted a tiny bridge, so I had to raise up the ground to where the bridge actually looked good and like a bridge and not like a trap door, because I was lazy and didn't want to jump, kind of deal. It has to have purpose. It has to have reason. And after a bit, I got hungry, or bored. I don't fully remember. And I ended up fishing in my little koi pond, so it's good to know that I can get fish on my little pond. I keep calling it a koi pond. It only has my axolotls in it. But I feel like that's close enough. Because if you had an axolotl pond, wouldn't you be fulfilled? I would be fulfilled. You should be fulfilled if you have an axolotl pond. I'm just saying. There's also some pumpkins that I ended up putting on the ground, some sugar cane, all that sort of jazz. I cut some of it out because it took a while of me trying to figure out what specific blocks I wanted to put. I had to figure out the pond shape, and instead of pausing for a good enough amount of time for me to turn this into fragments of a time lapse, I did them all in weird little bitty bits. So here you are. My main goal was cottagecore with some white bridge and like stone wall, but like a broken down, been there for a while, still working, but it's more for an aesthetic purpose on my end kind of deal, where I just mixed in a lot of slabs, walls, solids, and stairs. I said solids, I meant full block. Technically stones are solid though. Don't eat it though, it's not a solid food. I did end up editing the wall a little bit to at least be able to not be walked over. Do I regret it? A little bit after playing afterwards, but it looks cute, so we let it pass. We let it slide, not splide. Would you like to slide on in? I wouldn't. I had a lot of fun with it. I did this a while ago though, so I can't really tell you much of my thought process. I just got really annoyed when I realized that I made the whole wall, and then I wanted to texture it. But we're gonna ignore that fact because I didn't include it, because I also did some obscurities today's recording jazz. I'm half awake. It's 9 p.m. Don't at me. As in, I dug out a cave. I thought it'd be a good idea to get some stone, and then I realized, well, if I'm gonna dig stone right by my house, I gotta give it a reason. So the reason was I'm gonna turn it into my Enderman's home that I adopted last episode. And I was thinking like some cute bookshelves, maybe a big tree with roots coming in, which is a reference to something else, so I might have to change that. But I kind of just tore away. Gave it some good ample space to where my buddy wouldn't want to leave, but he's not leaving the boat, so it doesn't fully matter. I think my buddy's actually 2 buddies now, but that's kind of spoilers. And I decided to go on an adventure for villagers that was rude, to get emeralds, I guess. I think it was, for some reason, I felt like I needed to be rich. That or else I was being lazy on getting clay or something, but I just started kidnapping villagers from each village I came across, slowly just, So I found a village really far away, and I lost my home, and then I'd find another village, and so I'd train out the villager, you know, like, here's a buddy, I'm taking this buddy. And then I would find another village, and so I'd abandon the dude because I'd be like, well, this is closer now. And then at one point I was bowling across land. I had a dog. I had 2 dogs. I don't fully remember. But then I got the guy home. Got all the way in my house. Slept in my bed. I don't fully remember. Was my bed? Probably not. I probably did not finish the house. Got back to my boat, and he was dead. And so, in the obscurity moment of searching again and not remembering how I got to all those villages, I ended up wandering upon a Woodland Mansion, which was new for me. It felt like a fever dream, and I thought it was a part of like an S&P that and so when I logged back in and I saw that I had, spoilers, died in that Woodland Mansion, I had to run back, get all sorts of new gear. I said spoilers, but it's literally like 2 minutes away. Oh well. So my whole idea was I'm gonna get all the bookshelves, but then I got too scared to adventure because I'm not a PvPer. So all the bookshelves were burnt by the time I finally killed all of them and started adventuring and being a little chicken and not... I wouldn't walk on the ground for some reason. I'm not kidding. I just refused to walk on the ground. Like, I was doing all these weird pillars as if they were going to spawn while the building's burning down and stuff. And afterwards, I decided you do need villagers. Still don't know why. But I decided I needed villagers, so I got villagers. But the first dude that I finally got home that would stay alive, he won't connect to any of my composters, and he forever has a hat. So I ended up giving up on him and building my house roof. I didn't record the whole idea on how to make the shape, mostly because I didn't fully know if I was going to like it. But then I did, so I was like, crap, now you got to record, and now you got partial of a recording, and half of the roof's already done. But I had to go mining anyway, so it didn't really feel like it, and I really like it. It's kind of just a slope, and then, you know, like barns have a little attic? It's kind of like tiny barn. It's cute, and I used granite. And it only looks cute to me. If this was multiplayer and somebody walked up, they'd be like, why are you using that ugly red block? And I'd be like, but it's not. It's the pretty little brown one. I like the pretty brown one. Granite is my favorite with this texture pack. Mizuno's popping off. Mwah. I did a little bit more decoration to it afterwards, but it was obscurely done to where I couldn't really have the camera follow in any sort of way. I made the top look like a little attic with these cute curtains and stuff. I made a little white in the middle because I didn't have a lot of gray. But it looks even more like curtains when you do it that way. The interior, still not done. I'm not really an interior person though, so if it ever gets done, somebody give me a gold medal, I guess. I guess I would deserve it at that point, right? And then I realized, hey, you gotta live. So I thought maybe we'll set up the area for where I thought I'd like to put the animals. I'm still questioning why I thought about the cave, but I've committed. I've put farms down there. I made a bone meal farm. I've set up for a chicken farm. I'm going to be shoving the chickens into that area soon. I planned it. I gave them some nice little sand to lay about, but I didn't put any chickens in there yet because I didn't have enough eggs, and I only had the little guys in the boat. So it's just 2 little guys in a hole above a hopper right now, but they're fine. It's fine. Because I love them. And then I got pigs, and I put them where I had the chickens, because I wanted the pigs to be the center of attention, because I'm bringing Fernando back. If you don't know who Fernando is, you're going to learn fast. Fernando is my husband, okay? We love husband. Then I realized, hey, 1 villager plus another villager equals I could breed a lot of villagers. So I went on another venture, and the dude connected to my house, and I hated that, so then I had to make him his own house. He whenever he used my doors, I couldn't enter or exit my house, and I moved the beds inside, so then he became an issue. So I made him his own little house right by the farm, and they're gonna be 2 little farming husbands because I made them queer like me. Cry about it. I don't care. I kind of just made it mostly out of birch, and then for the logs on the inside, I used, what was it, spruce and birch? No, that feels, maybe, but it sounds right. Look, I used a dark log with a birch log, and I like it. It's given dirty broke vibes, and after he made me so upset on not using my doors correctly, he earned it. He earned it. I'm just saying. But I'm gonna point out now, because I don't know what was going on, but I put the walls in wrong. If you're watching the video and you're like, what do you mean? You don't line up the logs with the interior walls. Like, the logs are supposed to be like what connects in the corners. You know, like wood cabins have those little corner bits that stick out. That, but I just make it a whole log. And it took me a while to connect the dots. And so I had to grab more wood, because I had the brilliant idea of, if I just used more wood, I can just replace the design and not have to edit it. And then it took me a minute after I fixed that to realize, well, now I have to add in a little bit more to the interior to where there's not like this weird little hole on both sides. And then it looked really small, but I had to commit because I wasn't about to undo what I just did, because then I'd have to undo and redo, and that seemed weird to watch in a video. So I committed. You can't back down, obviously. I don't remember making their roof, I'll be honest. So if you're wondering, Barry, where's the roof? Well, if I didn't have a roof but felt comfortable ending an episode, who said they would? Remember, one of the husbands made me mad for using my doors wrong, so I'm not feeling too sympathetic. But I did give them an interior, mostly because I was going to be using it to hold all my wheat and potatoes and carrots and maybe beetroot. I don't remember if I kept the beetroot. Yeah, it was just going to be my little trading spot on how I get a bunch of emeralds to where the other guys could be useful, because I don't know. I've been on the spur of trying to be efficient to the point I've learned a bunch of new things. It doesn't feel like I'm a builder anymore. How are you a builder if you actually understand the game? And but it doesn't feel like I do at times, because these villagers give me hell. Oh yeah, I made their floor dirt and logs, but last time I went in there, the dirt turned back to grass, so now I have to make it coarse dirt, even though it looks so nice as like dirt and logs. Like, the textures look really good. But these villagers gave me hell just to put them in their houses, bro. Their houses. Like, you live there. You sleep there. Why wouldn't you want to be in your house? But no, they don't want to be in their house. It was a 0 out of 10 experience, honestly. But, if you enjoyed the video, do give me a like and comment down below what I should name the husbands. Not my husband, the husbands that made me upset because it was hell to deal with.